Some of my first memories, we're second generation, so some of my first memories are driving in the car with my dad back in the early 70s, going on his appointments, selling what at the time were nursing home riders, going up and down California, Wyoming, Idaho, and and then back then we'd go around the kitchen table with my grandmother, actually doing, when you did direct mail, you did it yourself. And we would fold the envelopes, we would put the stamps on. If we did a 3,000 piece mailing, we did it ourselves at the kitchen table. We had the trays from the mail, from the post office, and so that goes back to my teens. I'd set appointments for my dad back in when I was in high school, and then, as I said, when you're a foreman, you get your license when you're 18. So my cousins have been in long-term care, my uncles, aunts, and now today I'm in it with my brothers. So it starts at a very young age. Everybody says that that the carriers exiting and rate increases. There's a lot of bad press, and I'm personally I'm a big optimist. So I happen to think you may recall there's a piece on Producers Web called "This is the Golden Age of Long-Term Care," and I think it is. I think if you're a consumer, there's never been a better time to buy long-term care insurance because of the increasing amount of actuarial data that the carriers have accumulated means prices will never be as stable as they are as what's baked into the pricing right now. Underwriting is becoming increasingly objective, and the increasing number of consumer protections that are built into the products today. I think it's a great time. Competition, natural selection, evolution, or call it capitalism, it's a natural process that some are going to fall by the wayside. Why are we making a big deal out of it? If it was any other industry, we would say it's normal. But because it's long-term care, there's this heightened scrutiny. There's always been questions, is it viable or not? But to me, it's normal. So what the final number is going to be, I think, will ultimately support the number of buyers, will support the number of carriers, and life goes on. First of all, short-term care, I think it's a great product. I think it's a great solution. When you look at the statistics, I think something like 46% of long-term care claims are less than a year. Of the ones that go long, they go really long. So there's a need for catastrophic care. But short-term care answers two objections. A, it's unaffordable, so that solves that problem. And two, underwriting can be problematic. So it answers that problem. So I think short-term care is a product that meets two big needs, but I think it faces a challenge, and that is it hasn't been widely adopted by the producers, and I think that's because although there's probably 5 or 6 carriers that offer the product, I don't think you see many first-tier carriers offer it. And until we see a major name, carrying the flag into battle, I don't think you'll see it widely adopted. But I'm a big believer in it. I think linked benefit products, hybrid long-term care, you're talking about people, consumers who aren't really interested in buying long-term care and producers who aren't really interested in selling long-term care. So in that way, it's a match made in heaven. But I don't think it'll ever take off the way people are hoping it'll be the Holy Grail. It's really not that far out, 20 years. If you think about it, long-term care is a long-tail product. We're always imagining that people will be buying a product today that they may not claim for 30 years. Mm-hmm. So, when I began keeping very detailed statistics about our applicants and policyholders, they were average age 72. Well, it's no secret. Today they're about 59, sometimes 58. So in 20 years, we're only talking about people being 78, 79. And that's still a few years shy of what is today the average claim age, about 82, 83. So if you ask me, where will we be in 20 years? The lion's share of people buying today still may not be on claim. And I suspect that in 20 years from now, given longevity, given the state of healthcare increasing, people are increasingly taking better care of themselves and increases in medicine, I think people won't be claiming until later in their lives. I think the question is, where will Medicare and Medicaid be in 20 years?
Good point.
Those are the agencies that, for the entitlement programs, that are facing difficulties in the next 5 to 7 years. I think the Affordable Care Act did some machinations that gave Medicare maybe another 5 to 7 years of life support, and then it's going to go belly up. Medicaid's already in huge problems. So 20 years, I couldn't predict what it's going to look like